Hi people, Moino way from back here again as always, Andrew as usual. I am going to do another book review. This book review is on the Hygromanteia or Hygromanteia. This is how it is spelled. Hygromanteia, also known as the Magical Treatise of Solomon. Someone had commented on one of my videos today, brought this to my attention. By today I mean Saturday, July the 1st. It's still Saturday for me. Sunday is about to hit in the human world. In the magical world, it's still going to be Saturday, obviously, until sunrise. Um, Now, I'm simply going to, this is literally obviously live, as almost all of my videos. No scripting or anything. I'm just going to read through this because I literally have also, in my entire career and my life, I have never heard of this grimoire. So I'm just going to briefly go through it with you guys watching, and then we'll discuss it. The magical treatise of Solomon, sometimes known as the Hygromanteia or Teia, or Hygromancy of Solomon, the Solomonic, or even little key of the whole art of hygromancy found by several craftsmen and by the holy prophet Solomon, refers to a group of similar late Byzantine, my beloved Byzantine Empire, Byzantine era grimoires purporting to contain Solomon's instructions to his son Rehoboam on various magical techniques and tools to summon and control different spirits, those spirits' powers, astrological beliefs, select charms, different means of divination, and the magical uses of herbs. And then you have the history and influence. The oldest manuscripts are from the 14th century, and the majority from the 15th century, and you can read the rest. I'm not going to bother. Some manuscripts feature demons assigned to the four cardinal directions, distinct from those found in the Lesser Key of Solomon, but very similar to those found in later works such as the Grand Grimoire. Contents, it provides instructions on how to create planetary, daily, and hourly talismans, and magic sword vessels, blah, 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 etc., etc. Not meant disrespectfully. Additions and then references. And you can find this linked in the description below. Both of them, you can find the Wikipedia section that I just treated, as well as this here. This is a thingy that you can find. Also linked in the description of this video. It's a link to the a free version of the book that you can read. I don't see a download link, but that wasn't necessary for me. So yeah, I use this tiny little dragon or necklace as the cover picture or the thumbnail for this video, obviously. Now, I need to skip on to 85 because initially the page everything is in thingy is in Greek, because it's late Byzantine era, so I need to skip to 85. 85 has everything in English, or that's when everything starts in English. Yeah, a translation of the Hygromanteia of Solomon, the little key to the entire art of divination through water, discovered by several craftsmen and the holy prophet Solomon, in which he seems to write to his own son Rehoboam. And then essentially, it's Solomon allegedly writing to his son Rehoboam. And I'm going to, again, this is not going to be a long video. I'm just going to briefly review this. I read this, and it's no different really than the most, within an occult context, most mainstream magical grimoires. So that includes all the books of the Lesser Key of Solomon and all the other workbooks that most occultists are familiar with within Western civilization as well as overall, so all across the board. The difference is something that I found peculiar is that there is an extra emphasis laid, for example, on specifically calling upon or working in an indirect manner with pagan spirits. For example, here, inquiry about the 7 planets and what is necessary to do in the periods when they are masters of the 7 days of the week. On the Lord's Day, the sun is master. On the second, Aphrodite is mistress. It's a good hour. And at the 3rd hour, Hermes. At the 4th hour, the moon. At the 5th hour, Kronos. At the 6th hour, Zeus. At the 7th hour, Ares. At the 8th hour, Helios. These are primarily Greek, so Hellenic gods, which I find quite interesting, but it does make me wonder whether this thing has not been edited. It says that it's from the late Byzantine era, most likely. Again, this is just speculation. Again, I repeat, this is pure speculation. I didn't research this thing using my power or anything like that. No, that's not necessary. I'm not going to waste the energy in a matter of speaking, honestly. It's not worth it in my humble as well as overall, obviously, superior position and opinion to specifically do so. In any case, again, this is just me loosely speaking my mind. I found this peculiar. So I think honestly, based on when this manuscript was written, that it was edited. Even if the original was written by Solomon, I think these sections were edited by the Byzantines, so the Eastern Romans, as a means of specifically by the Greeks, as they are also known. Um, Simply adjusted for the sake of, I think, it appealing more, honestly. Despite the fact that the Byzantine era, the late Byzantine era, obviously was Christian, and paganism was outlawed at a certain point. But obviously, within certain confines, it survived, and they simply they incorporated paganism here with Western ceremonial Christian-based magic. I found this very peculiar, but this is because this is the only grimoire, the only manuscript that I have ever come across that had this. The only grimoire that I've come across in my entire life, let alone my career as an occultist, to to have this, to incorporate pagan gods into a grimoire, which is kind of amusing. No offense meant to pagan gods, but they know what I mean. Anyways, and it just goes on. And let me see. And then you have a list of angels and demons of the Lord's day. In the first hour, Michael, demon Asmodai, and it just goes on. The second hour is Arphanael or Arphanel, and the demon Ornai, Peruel, Perat, and it just goes on. You have an entire list here. There's a demon here called what? Tartaruel, Kinopigos. Almost sounds like King of Pigs. This is how they pronounce Samuel's name. Samael, my beloved Lord Samael's name. Demon Kakishton, etc. I think the names are also derivatives, essentially, of Greek pronunciation. And it just goes on, okay? You read a watcher or viewer. And then you have prayers of Helios, prayers of Ares, etc. Prayers of the moon. And it just goes on. And then you're also supposed to use the symbols, essentially, that are associated with these pagan spirits. Like I said, the pagan spirits aren't directly involved. It's more a title that is given to them based on specific hours and whatnot. So they have more of a planetary significance. So I find that very, very thingy, very peculiar. The moon's plant is the peony, called lunaria among the Italians. Gather this in its hour, in conformity with prayers, the names of the angels, the hour, the month, the wind, and the special signs of the zodiac of the house, which is Cancer. It has these powers. If you throw its heads together with a cock's comb, all the things you approach will be done at once, and all the services you undertake you will bring to success, and in any business presiding over gain and trade. When the moon waxes, if you mix its fresh leaves with money, gold, silver, or other coin, and with those treasures as much business as you will make, your treasure will increase after a short time, and you will become the possessor of many riches. And it just goes on like that, and then it ends essentially at page 110. So yeah, anyone that wants to read this, read your heart out, so to speak. That's about it. Let me know if you have any thoughts or suggestions or anything that you've got on your mind, guys. Until next time.